Which is better, watching anime or reading manga? Well, let's talk about it, and I'm going to be including light novels as a part of the manga portion. And if you guys want to know what light novels are, I have an example right here. This is my favorite light novel series called Classroom of the Elite, and it's basically like a normal book. This series has about 300 to 290-ish pages usually, and so as you can see, it's like a normal book, and it actually has pictures in it. Right, you can see it. It's not like a manga where it has different panels, speech bubbles here and there. No, it's like an actual book. And I've been in the anime game as long as I can remember, watching things like Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I watched a little bit of Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto in like 2013, 2012. And then as I got older around 2017, I realized that's when I had a true passion about anime, where I created my anime YouTube channel in 2019, started TikToks a few months ago, etc. I never actually started reading manga until the One Piece anime. Well, it went on hiatus because of COVID, and I wanted to know what all was going on, and now I read manga on a regular basis. And by reading manga, something that it helps me being an anime content creator is that it helps me avoid spoilers. If you guys don't know why that's important, well, in the business side, you want for your feed, your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitter, all social medias to be filled with anime content. That way you can be updated when new things come out, you can be inspired from new videos, and you can keep up with your competition. So usually I see stuff for that I don't want to see because I'll get spoiled. So like Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, Fire Force, Chainsaw Man, I don't read the manga for, and the only one I've really been spoiled a little bit for is Demon Slayer. But I do hope that people know the anime version is nothing but an adaptation and that the manga is the source material, and anime takes things from the manga and changes it a bit with the belief that it'll make it better overall. So a manga is kind of like the textbook and the anime is like the notes. The manga has all the concrete and reliable information, however when you take notes they're easier for you to understand. But the manga is better for something more story driven because they can give as many details as they want without constraint. Anime companies, they are on budgets, and sometimes series can get canceled because of sales, lack of labor, etc. And I mean, if anything, manga authors, even though they have editors and other assistants, if need be, they do everything on their own. It would just take a little bit longer, so the manga is more detailed and better paced. Now, there are animes with better manga adaptations and vice versa. For example, two animes that I think the anime is better is Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. Their animation is out of this world. Like, look at this.
雷の呼吸一の型霹靂一閃領域展開観光を得て
It's so freaking impressive. I've never once read the Demon Slayer manga, but there's no way that is topping what the anime is producing. And with Jujutsu Kaisen, there are some panels, Gojo and Itadori, they don't look the best in the manga in my opinion. I think the animators have done a better job making them look a little bit better. And some mangas are done better than the anime. For example, One Piece and Attack on Titan. One Piece's pacing is not the best because they're constantly trying to keep a certain distance from the manga by stretching scenes out, where I believe if the anime was seasonal, it would be the greatest ever. But of course, it's too long to do so. And Attack on Titan, when it was animated by Wit, they changed a lot of scenes and left out some important things, and they made my favorite character, Mikasa, appear needy and clingy, more Eren-centric than she actually is. And so in talking about emotional moments, I want to bring a reference to this game that was popular. It kind of died out a little bit, Among Us. In there, you're trying to figure out who the imposter is, and when you're imposter, right, in order not to get voted out, you have to talk with such passion and such emotion to convince people and plead for your life, convincing them that you're not the imposter. When you read an emotional moment, it hits differently when you're watching it. Hearing the actual voices in sub or dub where the actors are crying, screaming, sad, happy, angry, you name it. It tugs on your heart and you actually feel it where it affects your emotions, and at times, I've cried here and there. If you don't believe me, listen to some of these clips.
I will not let you destroy my world! 行きたい私も一緒に海へ連れてって
And to piggyback off of the emotional moments, we have intros and OSTs. If you don't know what an OST is, it's basically the background music or the background soundtrack that are within the anime. But the intros, they get you hyped for the episodes you're about to watch. Now, personally, I'm not usually the biggest fan of slower paced intros. They're okay, but I need a fast beat, and they're the ones that usually get me into the anime episodes. And the OSTs, they are great as well. They add more to the different emotional moments and provide a different element than when you're reading it. You can't tell me after listening to some of these OSTs that you aren't hyped. Now, anime originals are animes that have no manga and solely came to video first. And that's different from anime only, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the video. But the one anime original I want to talk about is Code Geass. I think that it's peak fiction, 10 out of 10. Lelouch is such a great MC, has so many emotional scenes, especially that one scene with Shirley.
No matter how many times I'm reborn, I'll keep falling in love with you, Lulu. I suppose that it's simply fate.
No, don't die! I order you not to die!
This show is so good that they decided to turn it from an anime into the manga, where usually they always adapt the manga version into the anime. And like, let's be real, everyone wants to watch a fight rather than flip through panels seeing it picture by picture. We want actual fluent movements. Look at some of these fights: Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki.
Sasuke!
Luffy versus Katakuri. Genos versus Saitama. Ichigo versus Aizen. And they have a bunch more. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but anime only is basically where the anime has original content that isn't in the manga. It's different from anime canon, which is canon content from the author that they didn't include in the manga, so it's not technically filler, but it's not in the manga, if that makes sense. Popular anime that went anime only after the first few episodes or the first season include The Promised Neverland, Twin Star Exorcist, Tokyo Ghoul, and the 2003 version of Full Metal Alchemist. Usually whenever they go anime only, people tend not to like it because they drastically change the story and the original author isn't involved. Most people aren't a fan of the anime only episodes, which have been proven because Blu-ray sales are poor and nobody talks about it anymore. But usually people end up switching to the manga and pick up where the anime left off before going anime only. You guys know this saying, I can show you better, I can tell you. Animation is something so beautiful. Seeing things like rage moments, power-ups, transformations, fist clashing, sword clashing is very enjoyable.
Santoryu Rengok それでこそ人間だ。もっと自由に広げろ。
So to conclude, If you like something for more of a story purpose, I suggest reading the manga, but if you like something for fights or emotional scenes, then watch the anime. However, if you have the ability to do both, I suggest watching the anime first so you can get a rundown of what the show actually is, and then that way read the manga afterwards to fill in all the blanks and the details that you might have missed or misunderstood. But anyway, guys and gals, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys prefer watching anime, or do you guys prefer reading manga? Let me know in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.